1:05, and we are ready to call this September 12th, 2023 meeting of Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission to order. And I'll begin with roll call. State Treasurer Allison Law, or her designee is Lauren Ferguson.
Lauren Ferguson present as proxy.
Representative Danny Bentley. Mr. Vic Brown.
Present remotely, sir.
Ms. Karen Butcher.
Here.
Mr. Carlos Cameron. Here. Dr. Trish Freeman.
Present remotely.
Secretary Eric Friedlander.
Here.
Director Van Ingram.
Here, sir.
Ms. Vaughn Purdy.
Present remotely.
Dr. Jason Root.
I as well am present remotely.
All right, we have more than enough for a quorum, and I will go through the remaining business meeting schedule for the calendar year. All meeting dates and times, with the exception of the September 15th meeting, will be for 1024 Capitol Center Drive, Suite 200, Frankfort, Kentucky 40601. Regular business meetings of the commission are conducted at 1 p.m. Eastern Time until adjournment. So as for the remainder of this year's meeting schedule, we have on Friday, September 15, 2023, from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., our second public hearing on Abatement. That will be at the Administrative Office of the Courts, 1001 Vandelay Drive, Conference Room A25, Frankfort, Kentucky 40601. The remainder are regular business meetings, which again are at 1024 Capitol Center Drive, Suite 200, Frankfort, Kentucky 40601, and are conducted at 1 p.m. Eastern Time until adjournment. Those business meetings are set to occur on October 17, 2023, November 14, 2023, and December 12, 2023. At this time, if members would take a look at minutes that were previously distributed from our August 8 meeting, and just peruse those to make sure that they accurately reflect the aggression and business undertaken at the meeting on that day.
I move we accept those minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, minutes are adopted. I'll move right on into my update. We'll begin with the Kentucky Opioid Symposium, which we are pleased to confirm with the dates and an online website. The event is going to occur on October 8th, 9th, and 10th. The welcome reception will be October 8th, beginning at 7 p.m. at the Griffin Gate Marriott in Lexington, Kentucky. Our keynote speaker who will present on the 9th is Mr. Sam Quiones, who is known to everyone here and known to many who are active in fighting the opioid epidemic. Mr. Quiones has written a book called Dreamland that I think everybody in here has read, as well as the least, which is his second book relating to fentanyl. Symposium sessions begin October 8th and 9th, October 9th and 10th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And let me repeat that again. Symposium sessions begin October 9th and 10th and go from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets are now on sale and can be purchased through the symposium's own website, which is KentuckyOpioidSymposium.com. There are continuing education credits available for both days for lawyers, judges, nurses, and social workers. Lawyers are approved for 12 hours, as are judges. Nurses are approved for 15.1 hours, and social workers are approved for 14 hours. All of those on the commission, as well as those we've contacted to be presenters, are encouraged to spread the word far and wide. Tickets seem to be moving fairly well, and we want to certainly be able to maximize the attendance potential for this first-time event hosted by this commission. In terms of the public hearing that is upcoming on September 15, 2023, we will recall that our first hearing on July the 17th focused on the science of ibogaine and was a very extensive question and answer session conducted between the commission as well as a panel of experts. This second hearing is going to focus on the lived experiences of individuals who have received, provided, or have sent loved ones for ibogaine treatment related to opioid use disorder, co-occurrent substance use disorder, and mental health issues. And I am going to read the list that is preliminarily confirmed, who will be given testimony. We're going to have 15-minute blocks for up to 15-minute blocks for individuals to give their perspective and to entertain some questions at the very end if they so wish. We can confirm former Attorney General and former Congressman Ben Chandler, who is currently the head of the Foundation for a Healthy Kentucky, Mr. Jerry Catlett, Ms. Paria Zandi, Mr. Bobby Laughlin, Dr. Joseph Varsulia, Mr. Tommy Acito, Mr. Ryan Roberts, Dr. Andrew Tatarski, Ms. Amber and Mr. Marcus Capone, Ms. Susan Austerman, Mr. Reed Madison, Ms. Angela Hargrove, Mr. Nico Avante, Mr. Steve Viola, Ms. Talia Eisenberg, Mr. Adam Marr, Mr. Michael Higgs, and Lieutenant General Martin Steele. Commission members and panel members will of course need to be in attendance, and if a member is not able to attend, just please let the commission staff know. And if you want to be able to listen remotely, we can try and arrange that. The technology was very challenging at the administrative office of the courts last time, which is why the encouragement of in-person attendance is being made here and now. It was not exactly executed in the way that we thought, and the Wi-Fi was highly unreliable, which posed some logistical challenges. And again, the format will be individual statements from our witnesses with a few minutes at the end to entertain questions if any commission member wishes to ask. In terms of our grant applications, the application portal is now closed, and an organization will have the ability to restart the application process during the next award cycle, which will begin on January 1, 2024. Any unsubmitted applications were closed and are no longer accessible. If there are any questions about this, please contact the commission staff at kyoaac@ky.gov. I know that the commission members within their subcommittees have conducted and performed a tremendous amount of intensive work reviewing many applications, particularly over the past 3 months. And because of that work, we will be prepared to announce our next round of awards on October the 2nd from 10 a.m. to noon at the Capitol Rotunda. Certainly, every commission member who wishes to be present and to have their work recognized for their contribution to that result is invited to be there. And we will repeat and make sure that a formal invitation goes out to everybody, not just the grantees, but the commission members. So mark that date on your calendar. At this time, we're ready to entertain a motion to adjourn to go into our subcommittee breakout rooms. Is there a motion to adjourn for subcommittee meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right, we will go into subcommittee meetings, and whenever business is done and members are back, we'll have a motion to reconvene and move toward the completion of business. Our motion to adjourn.
I move that we re-adjourn this meeting.
Seconded. So second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Re-adjourned, and at this time, we will move into the section related to public comments and remarks and check the sign-up sheet before we started and didn't see any. No public comments or remarks today, which leads us to updates and announcements. I think Ms. Butcher has a question. We'll start down here with you, Secretary Friedlander, if you've got any updates or announcements.
No, I don't think so.
Director Egan.
I would just once again mention what we did last time, July. September 22nd, a recovery rally in the Rotunda. Will be from 9 to 3, but speaking will begin at noon.
Thank you, sir. Our Zoom members, we will defer to them here. Ms. Purdy, do you have any updates or announcements?
I do not. Thank you.
Mr. Brown,
I have none, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Freeman,
No, sir.
Dr. Root,
No, sir, none at the time.
Mr. Cameron,
No, sir.
Ms. Butcher.
Yes, I have two questions. The first one, when we first started talking about the symposium, I had no idea there would be a charge for it. I understand why there is. It's just not what I anticipated. So most of the people I know will not be able to afford those tickets. Those parents of addicted loved ones who've already spent so much money with treatment. Is there any consideration for tickets to be given to people who can't afford it?
If we have individuals who have financial need and are not able to cover that ticket cost, we have a mechanism by which they can be offered scholarships. Yes, ma'am.
So how would I get that information across to them and back to you?
We will get you with Allison and Scott, and they will tell you how that can be done.
Good, thank you. And then the second thing is, I know that your staff is, once all of these funds are awarded, I know that they are charged with overseeing or oversight or whatever the right word would be, that the money is spent as it was asked or requested. I don't see how they can possibly do that. No disrespect to you all, because I already know how incredibly busy you are. Would there be consideration to hiring and oversight, I don't know, staff, so to speak, like 2 or 3 people who could actually go on site across the state and do site visits?
Because of the fact that this is the first time we've done anything like this, the process and procedure for making sure that we exercise our necessary due diligence is still in development. So one of the very foundational things that is contained within all of the MOAs that have now been approved, signed, and executed are quarterly reporting requirements. There are some general requirements, and then there are some project-specific requirements. The general requirements pertain to the expenditure of funds, whereby we will require the submission of financial reports that itemize expenses, as well as authenticating documentation that verifies that what we're looking at on the Excel spreadsheet has a matching receipt to verify purchase. In addition to that, because we have 24 individualized projects, each of which is doing something a little different, we have built into the MOAs reporting requirements to go along with the financial oversight that requires them to provide us with performance metrics. And most of those performance metrics are aimed at questions such as, how many individuals have you served? In which timeframes have you served them? What services have you connected them with? How many people have you hired within the time frame that you need to hire? Where are you at on your construction project? How many people are you housing in this renovated building? Those are just some examples. So there is going to, right now, there are requirements for quarterly reportage of both finances and outcome measurements in terms of service delivery. Now, if that appears to not necessarily be the most adequate way in which to exercise oversight, then we can revisit that once we get into the heart of execution to determine what additional needs we might need to be. But at present, that's the infrastructure we have.
Well, and I understand the importance of every bit of that, but it's all paper. it's just data. I'm wondering if there could be an opportunity in the future for actual site visits.
Well, I certainly am always interested to know what our grantees are up to, and any member of this commission in their capacity has the latitude to schedule a visit, take a look at projects as they're being executed across the state. In terms of making additional hires, to do that specifically, that's a bridge we can cross as we get closer into watching these projects be executed. If it's a need that appears to be acute, I'm sure it's something that'll be on the table for consideration.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all I have. Oh, except Recovery Awareness Day that's sponsored by Voices of Hope on September 23rd at Jacobson.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
You've spoken at that before,
I have.
but we called it something different.
Recovery awareness.
Recovery, because it's Recovery Awareness Month, September. They used to do what they called Overdose Awareness Day, but now they're making it more inclusive of We Recover.
Where is it again? What time is
At
it?
Jacobson Park from 10 until noon.
Anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconded?
Second,
All in favor?
All right.
We are adjourned.
happy Labor
We'll see
Day.
as many as come on September 15th.
Aye, bye.
Yeah.